Hello and welcome to the third and final part of the first episode of GGTV. I'm John Harvey.
And I'm Jeff Kidd.
And Jeff and I are now tied up 1-1, Jeff taking the first game and me taking the second game in convincing fashion, I must say.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Yeah, you got beat down hard.
I get beat down really hard, and I'm willing to forget that, put that in the past. Let's finish on a high note.
I agree, let's finish strong.
Let's do this.
We are now entering the climax of the episode, the ace match, game number 3. So let's get right to it. How about how about Star Station? Sound good?
Star Station.
Yeah. Let's do Star Station.
Star Station TE?
Sure.
What's the difference?
Or we could do
Oh, I see.
Zelda Caverns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they modify the maps
not the
to
first.
make them more competitive.
I'm looking at Scrap Station. That one's a nightmare.
Do you want to do Star Station?
Yeah, it's just Star Station.
Let's do Star Station.
This is
ace
fun.
match.
This is it.
This decides it.
This is it. Random again. Now, I've lost at green.
That's true. So now it's only fair that we get to switch.
Now I gotta switch it.
What's happening?
I didn't start it.
I didn't either. Son of a. Well, seeing as how you're going into this match with an unfair advantage, I guess we'll see. Hey, I'm 101 now.
Oh, you're 101.
Yep.
Oh, extra credit. Look at
that.
you.
I just went Super Saiyan just now.
Oh,
so guess what?
You were over 9,000. Soon you'll be over 9,000.
That happens way before Super Saiyan.
Oh, Super Saiyan. What is
You're not familiar with Dragon Ball Z, are you?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Nope.
But you knew that over 9,000 was a reference.
But that's the internet.
Well, of course it is, but I'm just you know something at least.
But yeah.
Because otherwise it'd just be embarrassing.
The only thing that I remember watching it with my cousin, and at the time it was like brand new, like over here. I forget how old he was. He was young, and I remember there were just episodes of guys just charging. I don't know if that's the right term.
They're powering up.
Powering up.
Yeah.
And it was just them doing that.
Yeah.
For a whole episode.
Building suspense. You really want to see the next episode.
Yeah, but
they're probably going to do more
now,
charging. Yeah.
I'm going to get it from somebody I know. But
you should.
Why not just attack the guy while he's charging?
Because the other guy's got to charge up too.
No, yeah, but there's like an audience of people. There's tons of them sitting around watching this one guy charge up. Well, if it's that dangerous, stop him.
Well, you see, that's something you just don't understand about Saiyans, which are like the main. I mean, the main characters in the show, for the most part, are these aliens called Saiyans, and they crave a challenge.
Okay.
Know? So that would be dishonorable, and they want to fight someone when they're fully charged. It's like right now, I want to play you at your best.
Right.
Which is why I'm 6.
So it's that, but this isn't life and death. That's like, oh my God.
It's not life and death in the show either. You can wish him back with the Dragon Balls. Death is not permanent
that explains what it means.
In this universe, yeah. I see what you're doing here. You're distracting me.
No,
it's very coy.
I'm listening. I really am listening.
Coy.
Get distracted.
You really did.
Sorry, man.
This is your strategy. I know.
Was like, I'm not screwing around. I was legitimately just trying to have a conversation with him.
Oh yeah, we were talking about
we were just chatting.
Dragon Ball Z and Radish people.
Radish.
Main character's Saiyan name is Kakarot.
Kakarot.
Carrot,
Oh, carrot.
like a carrot. And Vegeta is the
Vagina.
is a big character.
Vagina.
It's not vagina.
Oh.
You're probably the first to make that joke though, so
yeah.
you should be very proud.
On FLTV, yes I am.
Yep. I mean, you really have done an astounding job distracting me.
Oh.
You don't.
It was not intentional, and that's the honest truth. It was not intentional at all.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. See, this is why I don't get how like professional gamers how they do it. I mean, they're not trying to like commentate at the same time, but
no.
I mean, with all the pressure of being at a live tournament, being in one of those booths, and in the really hardcore tournaments, they gas the loser. They fill the booth with mustard gas.
That's right. See, that's why I need sound.
Yeah, that'd probably be good.
Oh,
Yeah,
you.
that's right.
Oh.
Not that it would have mattered anyway. What were you warping in?
I was warping
You're
in
in
3
some
stalkers.
stalkers, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that gonna do? What's that gonna do, Jeff? It's locked down tighter than a...
Higher than what?
I was gonna say your sphincter, but we know that's not very tight.
Oh, yeah.
After the abuse it's about to take.
Yeah, after the abuse is good to
Those are our Call of Duty trash talk
Yeah.
in StarCraft. You know,
Yeah.
StarCraft is really it's a gentleman's game.
Yeah.
You know, you don't typically get douchebags like us playing StarCraft. Everyone's normally very well mannered.
True.
It's a man's game.
Yeah.
I feel like if Frasier were to play a video game, it would be
Yeah.
StarCraft.
Right.
I love that show.
Yeah, I did too.
It's such a good show.
No.
Oh, I'm doing it.
No.
Oh, carriers.
Yeah, it was,
Interesting choice. Yeah. Didn't expect it.
well, that's kind of what I was going for.
Yeah. I may have pushed my mutas back for now, but they'll return, and in greater numbers. Oh. Especially, not expecting another ship.
Such as it was.
Yeah. It was nice.
It was. Yeah.
Now watch me just come in here and you drop like 8 Psy Storms or just
No. Oh, you know what? That would have been a good thing to do, wouldn't it, Ben?
yeah, Archons and Psy
Yeah.
Storm.
Oh, I never used them, and that's bad.
That's what they're for.
Yeah. Oh, and I knew that too.
Well, here I'll still take a kind of a dumb engagement.
It's not dumb. It's all
I mean, it doesn't really matter. All mutas, all the time.
Yeah. That was a technique.
GG though.
Yeah.
GG really. Like
I
that,
needed. Yeah.
the early pickoff of
Yeah.
the Immortals in the middle of the map was like the turning point.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I mean, if those Immortals had gotten there before the mutas were out, I mean, I still had some Lings, which are good against Immortals, but they would
I
have done
didn't
some
scout
damage.
this time. I stayed very contained. I tried to switch tactics,
Yeah.
and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
I should have really gone more specific stuff, but
Well, again, those Immortals would have, if I had gone Roach, for example, which
That's what I thought.
Which, and that's a good thought. That's what I kind of led with the first game. Although I didn't actually get many Roaches out, the Immortals would have hard countered them. So,
yeah.
but yeah, once again, goes to show the value of scouting.
Yeah.
All right, jumping into the third and final replay, the ace match on Star Station.
Okay.
Yeah, Star Station Tay.
Okay.
Joined by our, we forgot to introduce our.
This is 3 times now.
I know, we
we've
keep
forgotten
forgetting
do
to
this.
introduce our
So this
associate here.
is-
This is you might think it's Jim Raynor. This is actually not Jim Raynor. This is his smaller, much smaller, and more two-dimensional little brother, Tim Raynor.
Oh, hello, Tim.
Yeah, this is Tim, and he and Jim were actually twins. They shared a womb, but Jim, being the superior twin, sapped all of little Tim's strength here and left him this
And left him
this flattened
frozen in cardboard. And
yeah, this flattened husk of a man that
Yeah.
stands next to
Oh,
us. But
thanks for joining us, though, Tim. We really appreciate you helping.
we appreciate
us.
your sacrifice to
cheerleading.
make your brother Jim that much more of a badass.
Yeah.
But Anyway, so spawning in the bottom right, as again the orange Zerg, is myself, Skeetsy, and spawning in the upper left, as the green Protoss, is Munson.
Munson.
And
I told you the AI.
you did tell me the backstory on that. Do you want to?
Yeah, but for
elaborate
the
that?
audience,
Sure,
as
yeah.
well. I used to work at Channel 8 in Rochester, the CBS and Fox at the time. It was CBS and Fox. And I worked in 2 departments. I worked in production, which was running studio camera and editing for the news shows. And then I moved over to the news where I was a photographer. And I had the one big nickname that I had in production was based off of Roy Munson from the movie Kingpin, who's a very interesting character who bowls. He's a bowler. It's a bowling movie about bowling. In case you don't know what that is.
I don't.
I actually had never
Nor do
watched
I care
it.
to.
I haven't watched it either.
Yeah.
And everyone, and this is anyone that's watching this that works at Channel 8 now knows that I, honest to God, have never seen that movie ever.
You didn't tell them that?
No, they didn't know that.
They didn't know that?
You know Roy. Well, I knew he was. I wasn't
Okay.
lying.
So you got the reference.
I didn't lie and say that I didn't know who he was. I'm just saying, yeah, I know who he was. I just didn't watch the movie.
Sure.
But they didn't even know that. So.
Anyways,
whenever-
you want to maybe, get to the
point.
Get to the good.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because there's been quite a bit of explanation here about Roy Munson.
All right. Well,
yeah.
okay. Well, so what? So you expanded there, whatever. and
Yeah,
I'm
because
doing
I mean,
stuff.
StarCraft stuff is happening.
StarCraft stuff is happening. I'll
See,
move on. So
yeah, you got your
basically,
gateway.
I needed to come up with names for like Xbox and StarCraft or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't really care for the other nickname that I had. People that need to know what that is know what it is. I don't need to say it.
Hefe.
Hefe.
I know what it
Thanks,
is. Now it's out
douchebag.
there. Yep. You're welcome.
So I like Munson, and so that's what I came up
See, I like Hefe. I do. I mean, Munson's cool, but
with. Well, Munson was closer to my heart, and
Yeah.
the person that came up with Hefe was
not.
not.
Okay.
I love you, Evan. I really do. I love you, man, but I liked Munson better. Sorry, man.
Sure. Didn't you say Hefe was
Chief in Spanish.
chief? That's really cool.
It is cool. After I
like,
found that out,
handles, like online gamer tags and handles don't get much cooler than chief in Spanish.
Yeah.
That also
but
sounds
he
like
didn't
your
spell
name.
it like that, though.
Well, yeah, he just.
Hefe in Spanish and the way that he said Hefe. Was
I can't even remember if you
same.
finished your story, but did
No, I did. It
Did
was
you?
Munson,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh,
you
that's
could
okay.
bowl.
You're-
Because you could
all
bowl.
your-
I wasn't paying attention.
Because
to
you haven't talked in 10 seconds, so now you're really upset. So go ahead and talk. Go
That's
ahead,
true.
John.
I love the sound of my own voice.
Yeah, you and your dad.
Yeah.
We need to get your dad here,
Yeah.
who's a professional voiceover guy.
Yeah, there's the exposition for that. Okay, so back to your build. So just on one base.
I
building
decided.
a stalker out of your gateway,
Yep.
so skip the zealot.
I thought that was smart the first time. It was an
Sure.
accident, right? But I figured I'll throw one stalker out right away.
Sure.
And then I thought, I'm not going to do raise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go with ground units and see what happens.
Yeah.
That was my thinking this time.
No, it was a good thought because I was thinking, okay, this is not going to happen twice. I'm not going to be caught off guard by air units again. So that's a good idea. That was a good thought. But something I would maybe advise is, especially playing against Zerg, of course you didn't know that yet, but just in general, I mean, it's usually a good idea
Block
to
the
wall
entrance.
off,
Yeah,
wall off
wall
your
off.
ramp, with buildings.
I have been watching this one guy and he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I walled off forever.
Well, yeah, it depends on the matchup. It depends on a
Yeah.
lot of things, the map too, but I'm just,
He keeps it tight.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if he needed to, he could box everything off.
Yeah.
And throw down some cannons really quick, or take everything out. So that way you would be able to kill off anything.
Sure.
And I've done that for a long time now.
You mean, so that's why you kind of make this kind of SimCity?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea. It just against Zerg.
Yeah.
I could have had Lings in there very quickly, whereas if there were a gateway there and a like your cybernetics core right there with a zealot blocking the hole there, that would have been ideal. So
I
here,
don't
got my
know
drone scout scouting the timing of your expansion.
Oh, there you go.
Mine's up. I went for the same build that I mentioned, the 13 hatch, 15 pool. And
I do like, though, that you and I do seem to do the evolve the hatchery. quite
you mean
soon.
go to lair attack?
Lair, right?
Yeah. I like to just have the options. I don't like being stuck on, Ling Roach
There you go.
for
You threw
too long.
You threw it down right away.
Yeah, yeah. I pretty much figured at this point, you know, I was floating a lot of minerals. I hadn't really decided what I wanted to do this game, but I figured Spire. You know, Spire attack, that'll be good. That's something I hadn't done before. Last time air units were what caught me off guard. Figure I'll go Muta, and Muta's typically pretty good against Protoss anyway. A little less effective against Terran just because Marines do so well against them. But in large numbers, you know, they can just clean out mineral lines. So that's pretty much what I'm aiming to do. I see you did still throw down the Stargate. You just can't go without those Void Rays.
I just thought, if he's got some ground units, I'll live if I have to get one ray.
Yeah.
I was so all over the place.
Sure,
I
yeah.
just didn't have a focus, really.
It's not, I mean, because if I had went with like a big Roach all-in or something, that Void Ray could have been your saving grace. I mean, maybe not. Of course, again, if I had went Roaches, you would have been very, very well prepared. I mean, with your Immortals, with the Voids, yeah, that would not have been successful for me. So I'm glad that I did. And again, because it was pretty much without really scouting your tech. Again, I didn't bother to sack an Overlord into your main, which I should have, although in this case it works out. I see you got a Warp Prism, which is definitely interesting. Again, I think a unit that I know I underuse a lot.
Yeah,
it can be extremely effective if used properly. And here's where, yeah, this is the engagement in the middle of the map, which, I mean, you clean up my Lings, but Lings for even just damaging these expensive units, I'll take that trade.
Yeah,
you know,
no, it was definitely, I wasn't paying attention at all. I missed it, so it was good on you.
Yeah, but yeah, and using the Warp Prism as basically a proxy pylon for reinforcements, definitely a good move. Yeah, I've really just got these Lings, and I'm working on.
Had I gone in now.
Right then, I mean, I had the Mutas were right there though, so they were right behind. But yeah, there was a very short timing.
window where I could have made it, and I didn't.
Yeah, and this is the main swing point because, I mean, cleaning up these Immortals, the Void Rays, and the Mothership Core is
And I even
huge.
tried to warp in a couple of units right at the last, and you took it out.
A couple of
did you catch
Stalkers.
it?
I did, yeah. I saw it coming,
that was
targeted down. And now, yeah, just cleaning up these Immortals is huge because they're such expensive units.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, yeah, I threw up my third, but I haven't saturated it yet. Yeah, I've got my attack upgrade going for the Mutas, but no other upgrades. I don't have anything on my Lings, which again I should, because I relied really heavily on just Mutas, and Mutas are really not. They're not attacking units. You know, they're not meant for full-on engagements. In that engagement, it worked out just because they countered the units that you had. But if you had enough Stalkers, if you had
at this point, I thought, okay, he's got Mutas. What can I mass produce now that can take them on? And I thought, Stalker.
Yeah. Blink Stalker against Muta is definitely a solid choice.
But I didn't commit. I decided to go with more air. I thought, well, I'll do Stalkers too, but I'll try to throw in some carriers, just to really freak you out.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh.
Unfortunately, unless you have enough carriers, though, the Mutas are just going to
I had one or two,
swarm and kill them. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I mean, like I said before, the best kind of desperation move would have been.
I'm not saturated here at all. I've only got one main base. My main base is good.
That's another thing, is the cannons, while they're good because obviously they swatted me away right there. Otherwise, I could have cleaned out this mineral line. This is an expensive investment. I mean, having 5 and you had 6 cannons here. I mean, that's a lot of minerals.
Yeah.
That could have been mobile units instead.
I panicked. That's a panic.
Oh yeah, it is panic mode, just like I did in the first game with just threw down spores, just because I had no anti-air and that was the fastest thing I could get. But definitely, I'd say maybe 1 or 2 cannons in the around the mineral line, mostly as a kind of deterrent and to delay the Mutas, because obviously if you just A-click, they'll auto-attack the cannons instead of the probes. So at least that, having 1 or 2 cannons like that is not a huge investment, but it's a good way of providing enough time for your army to actually get there to defend before the mutas do too much damage. So again, yeah, on 3 bases, taking both of my gases at the 3rd. Pretty much got most of the expansions pretty well covered.
Monitored,
Don't have burrow yet, though. I would like to burrow a Zergling at least the expansions that are likely to be taken.
I was petrified.
Petrified at this point? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you're turtled up pretty tight, yeah. But, I mean, that's the thing about Protoss.
Oh, there you go. So now I'm throwing down this is when I threw down
the fleet bacon.
The fleet bacon,
yeah.
Bacon.
The fleet bacon, yeah.
Yummy.
Delicious.
I didn't realize that.
Delicious bacon.
Not really.
But yeah, and yeah, it's definitely an interesting choice. I didn't expect it, so that's certainly something. But
at least I was like, oh, carriers.
Yeah,
oh,
sure.
Nice.
Like I said, I mean, really, like the best move out of
I
desperation.
canceled that too. I was really proud of myself for that one.
For not just losing it.
Yeah, just not losing it.
Yeah. But yeah, again, just keeping.
Then at this point,
the one ling there just to make sure that doesn't go down.
I saw that you had the lings.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I know he's got mutas, but I might as well get some zealots.
To counter the lings.
To counter the lings. So I was trying to produce things that would attack the mutas, but at the same time stop the lings.
The lings. You're trying to counter 2 things at once.
Yeah. So I was trying.
And there are units that do both of that. High Templar.
High Templar.
Yeah, which would have been.
What a good
excellent
idea.
Yeah, because Psystorms would. This army is completely vulnerable to Psystorms. Like
I kept
lings,
thinking,
mutas.
Do I want to make
and Archons?
Archon.
Because you Psystorm, then you morph the Archons, and you have all the splash damage you need to. I would have had to have microed these correctly to keep. I mean, if they were all in a clump like that, when an Archon hit them, they would all go down to like the yellow or the orange, and so a couple hits, and my army and my lead right now would have been thrown away.
But I didn't think of it. It was
that was lucky.
I just had those 2 buildings.
Yeah.
The temple, and what's the other one that makes the CTs?
The Dark Temple. Yeah.
Was it Dark Temple? Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. There's the
I forgot
Templar
about
Archives.
Templar Archives.
Dark Temple. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I never used those buildings, so that's a stupid mistake.
They're pretty good.
I know. I just never.
Especially Templar Archives, because it also gives you blink and actually you have what am I thinking? See, you got me confused here. I'm thinking Twilight Council. I meant Templar Archives, but so yeah, at least you use Twilight Council. That's good, because I was thinking and I was thinking, well, you don't get very far in tech if you don't use Twilight Council.
So you took out all my probes here.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah, cleaned out the mineral line here just because I had the firepower to do so. I pretty much just went straight mute at this point. I've got them 2-1 upgraded, so I figured, what the hell, like.
Yeah, that was really good.
Might as well just commit to it. Although, again, like committing this heavily to mutas is still risky, even with the lead that I have.
And all I was doing, I had zealots, and I was doing zealot charge. I didn't even have blink. I was so scattered. So scattered. This was Bronze League stuff.
Didn't expect this, though. Didn't expect the
Again,
Mothership Core.
another thing.
Big Mama.
I thought,
Mama
well, I don't see him using. See, I thought you were going to pick up on what I did.
Yeah.
Having the 2 seeing overlords.
Okay.
And I thought he'll see that I did it, and then he's going to do it. But then I thought, I'm desperate.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
Yeah, sure. Oh, see, this could have been a nice little interception, too. You got a few pot shots off there.
If I had blink and I had enough of them.
Yeah, that would have gotten a few.
I would have popped a couple off.
Yeah. Of course, I think this many mutas could probably just take on that many stalkers. It wouldn't be the most efficient trade, but you could do it at least.
My attempt at making a 3rd base.
Yeah. They've got dual spire, so I can get the upgrades going 2-2. Macro hatch, just for the extra production, so I can do stuff like this. And just flood out.
Yeah, that was really smart.
A ton of lings, so I can.
I took out a lot of them, and I don't think I had my zealots upgraded a lot anyway, but I did. Yeah. It was you got me on that one.
Sure. Threw down the infestation pit, so I can upgrade this to hive, and then get the adrenal glands upgrade for the lings, because that just makes them so much better. Of course, I don't know if it ever gets to that point. Creep spread is.
You did much better this time with creep spread.
Yeah, the first game I was way too
flustered.
flustered. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, at this point, honestly, Creep's Red, I should have like a road
Yeah.
going to your
Right.
base. But I think, going with mutas, it's not as important but with the lings, obviously, see, look at how much they slow down. It would help a lot. So this is a decent engagement. Like, I mean, you've got a kind of a nice corner there, but I mean, I just targeted down the mothership core,
and then you targeted
and it's just a matter of just having too much. Like, it's just too many units. But able to get kind of a decent surround on your army. But yeah, at this point it is. Yeah,
I never put anything back at my main.
Yeah.
I left it because there weren't that many minerals left anyway. And
so you got the Zelnar to watchtowers again.
I saw. Yeah, I mean, I saw it.
I neglected that. Yeah, I didn't get mine, and yeah, I didn't bother to take out yours either. So yeah, I figured I'll throw these lings away. I'll see, I'll use them for scouting and maybe do a little bit of damage, try to get a run by done. Mostly I'm trying to free up supply, basically, so I can get more mutas, because
yeah,
at this
you were
point
almost maxed out.
Yeah. So yeah, all those lings died.
And I had I was so 40. Look at my supply. 40 to 167.
Yeah, the income is.
And my income was one base. I had one base.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, game's pretty much like in the bag, but I don't know. I still like drawing. Like I mentioned, I like drawing games out, and and I guess it's always it's safe to.
Did you want to get all
just
the way
get
to
more
200? Did you want to get 200 supply?
Or as close as I could. I mean, I wanted to get one or two more waves of mutas out, and I thought that would be good. And again, at this point in the game, 25 minutes in, really, I should be on much more than 3 bases.
This is Blizzard time.
This is Blizzard time. I know these are Blizzard seconds, but in game time at this point, I should be on 4 or 5 or more.
True, but
bases,
you knew you didn't have to.
It doesn't matter.
You didn't have to.
Yeah, I mean, the bank that I'm sitting on is a little excessive. Don't really have the Vespene. I think I had waited a while to saturate these in my third. But still just making, I finally got the dual Evo chambers, so I can start getting 1/1 for the Zerglings.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
And yeah, I've got Adrenal Glands finally going for the lings.
Did it finish in time?
I don't. Oh yeah, I saw that you expanded there, and
I knew that.
very
was toast.
short-lived. Yeah, I mean, what do we? That's many flying T-Rexes, as we can see. Don't they look like little T-Rexes?
Yeah,
yeah, this flock cannot be stopped.
You're literally just screwing with me at this point.
Yeah.
What a dick.
Yeah, I know. I know. I had to savor it.
I'm sure. Well, yeah, you would won like that. I mean, you would won forever. Though.
Yeah. Burrowed Ling there, of course, just an annoyance more than anything to prevent the expansion, or at least delay it.
I knew that I could never.
Yeah, just sniping out some pylons to depower all these buildings.
Yeah.
And unpower.
Unpowered, yeah. I do that too.
Depower, unpower.
Depowered. Non-powered.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, my cannon will take out a couple.
Yeah. I mean, I took the engagement kind of as favorably as it could be, for you. Just as just
nice.
figured I'd give you.
I with you for like 10 minutes.
Throw my mutas
away.
But at this point, I think they're 2-2. Yeah, 2-2. So they're decently upgraded again.
I give you the GG there.
Throw out the GG. Very, very mannered. Thank you for watching the first ever episode of GGTV. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to leave any feedback, or if you just enjoyed the show, have any advice, or games you'd like to see other than StarCraft, please email me at ggtvfeedback@gmail.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a comment, like, or subscribe. We're looking for people to get involved, so...
unless you want to see StarCraft every time, and just us two.
Exactly.
We need more people. We need help.
Yeah.
We need game suggestions. I'm open to it.
I'd like to have other people on the show, so if you have a friend and a grudge and a game you'd like to play and a score you'd like to settle, please let me know. Again, that's ggtvfeedback@gmail.com. Thanks again for watching, and
go yourself.
As always, GG.
GG.